That thing's cool. That's a 1996 Mongoose Alta SX. It's nearly perfect, except for it's got a couple of issues I gotta fix. Let me show you. So, first thing is, Rock Shox Quadra is shot. The elastomers are gone, so I gotta take that apart and fix that. You can see from the cockpit, it's like factory new. Got an aluminum frame that looks like it's trying to be a faux titanium look. Aside from a little bit of clear coat issues, it's in pretty darn great shape. Of course, it was used as a trainer, so it's got a training wheel for inside riding. And then, of course, the front tire is gone, so we're gonna put some new rubber on it. The brake pads are rock hard. They sound like sandpaper when you hit the brakes, so those got to be replaced. And of course, what's a 90s mountain bike without a gel saddle? So, got to make it look a little bit better. Oh, and then there's things like the front hub is really loose. So I'm going to go through and make sure everything's lubed and tuned. But this thing is going to be really cool. And then I'm also going to go take it and go for a rip in the woods, see how a mid-90s mountain bike really behaves on a single track. So let's go into shop and get this thing taken care of. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I'm going to take care of this front wheel. And the hub is really loose. It's super clean though. I don't think it's going to need re-greasing, but I'm probably going to shoot a little grease in there. So I'm going to focus on that for now and maybe put some new rubber on it. So the Mongoose Alta SX is kind of a middle of the road mountain bike. And of course, I know you're thinking probably Mongoose is not a very good bike, but up until about 96, 97, 98 in that kind of time frame, Mongoose was a good bike. And then they were purchased, and I'm not sure who by, but then they turned them into one of the Walmart bikes. So this is one of the last bikes, good ones, that's out there. It's a little brother to the I think it's called the Ibach. There's a Highline version of this bike that they made carbon fiber versions and titanium versions, and some pretty incredible bikes. But this is an aluminum version with kind of middle of the range STX components on it. Little crud there. So, still a really good bike, but so it's worth saving for sure. Yeah, loose. All I'm gonna do is just open it up just a little. They don't look too bad. And I'm just going to add some fresh grease in there. This grease gun comes in handy because it's got the little nozzle in it. Fill that up with fresh grease. Pop the other side. Same thing. If it was any older bike, I'd probably go ahead and take it all apart, but And especially as clean as this thing, I don't even know if it ever saw dirt before. So. Still a little loose, so. Much better. Okay. Pop these guys back on. Keeps the dirt out. Good to go. Okay, I got these off of Amazon. Benici? I don't know. They're an XC tire. Should be perfect for this because it can go on the road or on the trails. Kind of a all-purpose tire. So, anyways, put that on. So I always appreciate a tire that has, I don't know if you can see it, this little line that goes right along the rim. And it helps you know that the tire bead is seated all the way. You see that line disappear underneath the rim, it means it's not seated. And what you can do to fix that, when you blow it up and you get a little hop in the tire, is you can take some soapy water and run it around the bead and then refill it, and it should pop and go into place. So anyways, this one's good to go. Front tire's ready to rock. All right, let's grab this rear one now. Undo the brake. Gotta be honest, I've never seen one of these home trainer tires before. That could come handy if I ever decided to ride a trainer in the winter, but we'll see if that ever happens. Super clean. It's amazing. Shimano Acera rear hub, Araya 26 by 1.5 rims. And you know what? I think I will pop this off. And that's the best looking dork disc I've seen in a long time. But it's gotta go. So when you do remove a dork disc, I think it just looks better. But the responsibility is on the bike owner to make sure things stay tuned so that it doesn't come off and go into the spokes behind there. Because as you've seen from another video of mine, I did it happened a lot and the spokes were completely gone. Oop. Let's try this again. It's super clean, but I think I might just clean it anyways. Give it a little once over. Yeah, it's about the cleanest I've ever. I don't think the guy ever owned it. Didn't ride this much. Oh, there again, very clean inside. So I'm just gonna fill it with some fresh grease. A little squirt. Gotta get yourself one of these grease guns. There's a link in the description below. They're very handy. Now this guy. Good for another 20 years. Nice. Okay, let's clean this. So now I have the option in the shop to clean parts with the Sonic parts washer or this solvent one too. So the Sonic parts washer requires me to heat up the water and wait for it to heat and for it to really work. But since I only have this one piece, we'll use this guy. So since I got this bike and I was messing around with the brakes and the shifters and everything is tuned pretty well the way it should be. But I do want to add some lube inside these, so I'm not going to take apart a lot of the braking and shifting system. So I'm going to pull apart these guys, pull the cables out, and you lube. Yeah, they're a little sticky. So just so things move real well, clean them up, kind of pull out all that cable. Clean them up and re-lube all that stuff. Nice and slick now. We'll do that to all the rest of the cables and we should be good to go from that point of view. Okay, all lubed up now. Just have to feed it back in, put them back in their holes. And the brake. Good to go. Move on to the shock now. In order to do that, got to take the brake apart there. So all right, now we got to take these guys off. Normally, oh, that's nice. Normally you need a 21 millimeter socket to get these out. That one came out good. That one came out good too. So inside these are a stack of elastomers, which apparently have disintegrated. And we'll see what kind of mess we have in there. Yeah, not a good sign. No elastomers. Don't let that hang. This also gives me a good chance to re-lube the headset while I'm at it. Gosh, those are clean. Almost don't need it. There's some of it. May have to do some digging. Yep. Dust. That's an elastomer. What's left of it. So I'm going to do some digging and I'll get back with you guys later. Okay, so in between each elastomer, which is dust, is these guys, and they don't want to come out. So I had to make a little coat hook that grabs around this little nub so I can pull them out, which seems to work okay so far. Okay, so this is what's left of the current elastomers. That's why that shock was gone. Dug it out along with all the spacers. So I'm going to clean those up. And then I've got from suspensionforkparts.com. They make a kit with lube and all fresh elastomers for this shock. I bought firm because the bike is the 19.5-inch frame, so normally it would be a bigger rider on it, such as myself. So I got the firm kit, and so we'll get that installed. Things go together pretty easy. It's important when you're digging these things out to not lose these little spacers. So, and then you got this little packet of mush. So you'll lube those up, and I'll spread it out like that one. Also going to squirt some down in the hole here too, into each one. Kind of get those lubed in there as much as possible. Oh, there we go. And then these guys go in the top. These are fragile little plastic things, so you don't want to over tighten them. Let's give them a snug. Okay. Yo. We're going to try those brakes. Those pads, they're hardly worn. They're a little hard, but okay, so I think we're just about finished with this. I'm going to put an appropriate saddle on here. Now it looks right. So there you go. This is definitely not a Walmart Mongoose. This is a very respectable hardtail 90s mountain bike. Not too high end, not too low end. I'll tell you what, I haven't had this much fun on a mountain bike going through the woods than I have with this one. I think, in general, we tend to want the very best components, the best geometry, the best this and that. And that's the only way to be into mountain biking. But mountain biking truly is just getting out on something, out in the woods, out in nature, away from a screen, and just going and enjoying yourself. And that's what this bike is truly about. So it was left as service to be an indoor bike trainer forever until I came and saved it. Now it has new life, and it's going to be part of my normal stable of going out and having some fun in the woods.